Hey, so not that I think it's gonna happen, but like, what is the record for 21? And I really hate that you asked me that question. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 4 of the regular season where the Astros lose 4-3 to the New York Yankees. In so doing, they get swept by the New York Yankees in the opening series of the season and start the year off 0-4. And, I'm speechless. I thought there's no way they start the year off getting swept. There is no possible way. And it's the continuation of they can't put it together. They're not good enough. They just couldn't be good enough at enough things to win. It's the same thing as game 1 and 3. It's those losses repeated. JP France wasn't great. He wasn't terrible. Gave up quite a few hits. Only gave up one walk if you want a positive and struck out 5. 3 runs on JP France's night. It's not this masterpiece of a game. He's your 4th starter. And honestly, when Lance and JV get back, he's like a 6th guy. And I really like JP France. He might have been the best rookie on the team last year. I'm not saying this to be like, oh, France sucks. I hope he's off the roster in May. No, he's good. I'd love him to be the 5th guy. Really, I would. Once you get those couple back, Lance and JV, but keep him as the 5th. I love that rotation. But the offense, just 3 runs. 3 runs. What'd they do? 4-1-3-3? So 11 runs over the 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. They left 31 runners aboard. I looked that up. I was interested over this 4-game series. 31. 31, guys. 31. Basically 8 runners a game. Left on base. Useless. Useless when they're aboard. And the hardest part today is big guys in the lineup stepped up. Altuve was unbelievable. Pair of extra base hits. He had his first homer of the season. He had a double. People look at Altuve, and I'm guilty of this because, after the game, I'm like, oh, well, Altuve finally had a good game. I know it's only 4 games, and so the sample size is tiny. He's batting .333 with an OPS of 979. He's been good to start the season. Those are really good numbers. If he maintains them over a season, another All-Star campaign, another top 10 MVP finish. Altuve is fine, not the problem. Kyle Tucker was good today. A couple of base hits. I think he drew a walk. Double. 2 of the top guys were good. Yordan went 0 for 5. Bregman went 0 for 4. That's not a $300 million performance, Mr. Bregman. Yiner was great. Bottom part of the offense didn't do a whole lot. And then you have the pitching. The bullpen finally... And this is what just killed me for it. This is what killed me. Brian Abreu looked fine. Picked up a pair of strikeouts. Gave a couple base hits. It wasn't the prettiest thing. But he got through it. You had Taylor Scott. Got 3 strikeouts, man, in his inning of work. A part of the bullpen did it. Hader gives up a couple of base hits. The Yankees get their run in the 9th. Go up 4-3, and it's over. And this is the thing with Josh Hader, is I'm not blaming him, by the way. He was great last night. Great in the first game. He picked up 5 strikeouts in his first 2 appearances as an Astro. In 6 batters. He was fine. Relievers doing that type of thing where they'll have a couple of really good games and then they'll give up a run is normal. That's how it works. And he was going back-to-back nights. And it was a later start last night and an early start today, so not even 24 hours later. I'm not going to dunk on him for doing it. But that's the problem of throwing $19 million for the bullpen and it's one guy. Again, I'm not dissing the Hader move at all. I love Josh Hader. So I guess what I need to say is I'm not dissing the player by any means. I love him. I think he's going to be elite this season. I'm going to say he has a sub 2, maybe even a sub 1.7 ERA. Like, that freaking good. And his K per 9 is going to be ridiculous. I love Josh Hader, and I need that to be overabundantly clear. I can love a player, but now, 4 games in, question the move. Because you do have an elite reliever in Josh Hader, maybe the best reliever in the sport. But Phil Maton, Hector Neris, and Ryan Stenek all signed 1-year deals. Neris got 9. Maton, if I'm not mistaken, got 4.5. And Stenek got 6. You're paying $19 million flat for Josh Hader. You could have got those 3 arms that over the past few years have been incredibly good for you. Reliable arms. And in the case of Neris and Stenek set the franchise record for reliever ERA in a season. And Neris last year was sub 2 ERA and led the team in reliever ERA. Maton's been Maton. He's good. And they were 19.5 combined. And so the question becomes, do you want 1 really, really, really good thing or 3 really good things? The bullpen is drowning. And on the nights where some of the guys can actually string it together, you got pretty much a best case scenario. You had your starter go 5 2/3, competent in JP France. Taylor Scott somehow put on a masterclass. Brian Abreu looked good. Like, he had a good outing. Picked up a pair of strikeouts, man. Inning plus. And then Hader has a mistake, which players are going to do. The most elite player is going to do that. I'm not taking shots at him. But when the one singular $19 million player has one off night, it makes you think about the three $19 million, or the 3 players that accumulatively got $19 million. I am not saying this to turn anyone against Hader, because great player. But, like, I noticed that they were giving him $19 million versus the $19.5 for everybody else a couple nights ago, and I'm like, we're going to have to see if quality over quantity is a good idea, and so far, I'm kind of unconvinced. Like, this is disaster to start the season. It is the worst possible start. And I'm not even talking about the fact that, like, yeah, you lose 4 of 4 games. That is obviously the worst start. You have 3 blown leads. You rally to tie one of them. And then you blow it in the 9th with your big guy. Like, everything was finally lining up for the Astros to get their win, at least salvage something in the series. Feel good because your starter made a mistake, but your bullpen was able to pick him up, and your offense was able to come back. It had all the writing of, like, the final, like, yes, they're alive game, and then sand through your fingers. And I don't know what to say. I say after probably going on a 19-minute rant. Like, I'm not going to say everything is burning to the ground and it's heading straight into the dirt and sell the team and fire the GM, fire the owner, how do you fire an owner, genius? Fire the manager, trade the players. I'm not saying that, but the first 4 games have been awful. And we thought last year was a mental challenge, all right, what kind of team are we? No. That was an appetizer. What are we? What are you? What is this team? You play tomorrow night. You don't get a night off to recuperate. No. Back at it. Are you mentally tough enough to get beat into the dirt like you did in your first home series, losing all 4 to a team that you might hate more than any of your division rivals? How do you rebound? They play the Blue Jays tomorrow night at 8:10 Eastern, 7:10 Central. It's going to be Ronel Blanco's first game of the season for the Astros. And I'm going to make sure I'm right. Blue Jays are going to send Bowden Francis to the mound. Must win. must crush them. If they proceed to score 3 runs again, I'm actually going full nuclear. Like, it's happening. Win or loss if they score 3 runs. So I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. But as for right now, that's all I have to say. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. I swear, when they're good, I am far more happier. And I'm far more entertaining. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Astros.